Good morning. This video is made for Antonio Sevilla. I'm going to be talking a little bit about my work with the Spanish Jewish Gypsies who live in Spain. This group of people, and it's quite a large group of people, uh, have DNA results that show they're overwhelmingly Jewish. And it appears, based on DNA analysis, that this group of Spanish Jewish gypsies left India as Jews from Kerala, uh, Cochin Jews, or sometimes Kochi Jews, or B'nai Manasseh, or B'nai Israel. They appear to descend from all the different groups of Indian Jewish gypsies, and their DNA reflects movement from India all the way to Spain. But on that journey, they continued to marry Jews and picked up different Jewish DNA. So, having looked at 8 Spanish Jewish gypsies, they appear to have Central Asian Jewish DNA, meaning Azari, Georgian, Uzbeki, Armenian Jewish DNA. So when they transited through the Caucasus, they appear to marry Jews there. Then their DNA reveals Romaniot, or Greek Jewish DNA. So it appears that they married Greek Jews as they in their movement across Europe. And then when they got to Italy, they married Italic, or Italian Jews. And then from there on to Spain, where they married into Spanish Jewish families. The Spanish Jewish gypsy phenomena, which is very clearly demonstrated in their DNA results. I use one calculator through GEDmatch, and I actually look at 3 different groups of Jewish gypsies. There's my family. I'm Jewish and gypsy from America, but my family all immigrated from Switzerland. And then there's the English Jewish gypsies, which is another group. And there's the third group, the Spanish Jewish gypsies. And all 3 groups, the Swiss Jewish gypsies, the English Jewish gypsies, and the Spanish Jewish gypsies, when you run them through DNA calculators, they all have the same results. Our families all started in India, and they were Indian Jews. They migrated from east to west, always marrying Jewish, picking up different Jewish DNA, until they ended up wherever they ended up. And in the case of Spain in particular, when it looks like when it became illegal to be Jewish, they became, Catholic. The same is true in Switzerland. The same is true in England. At a point, it was no longer possible for people to live as Jews, and then they just became gypsies. Swiss gypsies, English gypsies, Spanish gypsies. And over the generations, we forgot that we came from Jewish people. So my research so far, looking at the Spanish Jewish gypsies, has just been looking at a group of Spanish Jewish gypsy individuals. The next step is to do further DNA testing with a more sophisticated DNA testing company to find out just more about the Spanish Jewish gypsies' ancestral origins. The other thing that needs to happen is, what I'd like to do is use genealogy. So I want to work with 2 or 3 Spanish Jewish gypsies and trace their family back to the Inquisition, because I'm most certain that because the Spanish Jewish gypsy names are the same as Spanish Jewish names, and they lived in places and had the same name, like Sevilla or Moreno, where people were tried by the Inquisition. With genealogy, I believe we can connect living Spanish Jewish gypsies to their Jewish ancestors who were tried in the Inquisition. So that's a genealogical project. And that'll have to go generation by generation by generation from a living person to someone who was tried in the Inquisition. And I think that is completely doable. And so I think between DNA evidence and genealogical evidence, we can prove beyond any shadow of the doubt that the Spanish Jewish gypsy phenomena is really a Spanish Jewish phenomena. But that's where we're at. More DNA testing and then creating some genealogy that connects living Spanish Jewish gypsies to people that were tried in the Inquisition. And so that's the next phase of the project, which I'm very excited to be undertaking, and I'm working on it as we speak. And hopefully we'll have results. We can wrap it all up into one big project with one big result, proving once and for all that the Spanish Jewish gypsies are Spanish Jews, or just Jews. Okay, stay tuned.